So I'm in the garage with the red Golf, and I know according to the last video I said I was only going to be removing the ECU and rewiring the car, but there is a little bit more issues that have arisen. Some serious, some not too serious, some of them potentially very serious, but we will find out. Because of those issues, we are going to be removing the motor from the car as well. In the next videos, we are going to be stripping the engine, the bottom end, and we're going to be assessing some of the parts on the car. So let's get started. Okay, so we need to first just connect the battery here. I leave the battery disconnected because it dies overnight. Well, not overnight, over a few days. So I just disconnect the battery. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to take the car out for a test drive because it's about to start raining. It's drizzling already, but we can see if the car starts. We can't drive this car in the rain because of the screamer pipes that's open there. Let's see. So it's not starting. I'm not too sure why. The spark plugs could be burnt out, or we can plug the computer in. I was having an issue with water temp sensor, so we can just plug it in and see if that is the issue. So we've got the laptop here. This thing has to constantly be plugged in. The battery is dead on it. Raining. Okay, we got the laptop connected. Let's see what's happening. That is the water temp sensor giving fault. Okay, ignition's on. And yeah, what? The water temp sensor. So the car is cold. The car hasn't started yet, but the temperature sensor is reading that the car is overheating. So let's check. So the water temp sensor is that plug down there. Not too sure why that's giving me an issue, but we will be fixing that as well when we rewire the car. This is one of the problems that I'm having. It's fairly a new problem, but yeah, happens. Let's see if that just unplugging it and plugging it back in fix the problem. Nope. Okay, so I'm not too sure if maybe the sensor is damaged. That's why it's giving me that reading. The wires are still intact. And the sensor, that's the sensor down there. You can see that. But yeah, that's the sensor. Oh, you can't really fit your hands there. Okay, I just blew into the connector, just making sure that it's seated properly. So I'm not too sure if you can hear, there's a vibration, or yeah, it's a vibration noise that's coming through as soon as we're coming into boost, and that is one of the problems that we want to address, because so that's one of the wastegates that's knocking against the brake bar. There's a brake bar that's connecting the brake pedal to the brake booster, so that's one of the problems we're going to be addressing as well. So I'm getting a oil pressure light that's coming on. I don't know why the idle is so high, but yeah, so generally when the engine is cold and the oil is still cold, the oil pressure is fine, but as soon as the oil warms up, I'm getting that light, and on this gauge the oil pressure reading is a bit low. So this is one of the main reasons why we're gonna be removing the engine and stripping the bottom end, hopefully to find out, hopefully nothing too serious, but we'll see. This is it's a track pads that's on here, so they squeak a lot when the brake pads are cold. There you can see the brake light comes on again as soon as we back at idle, and the idle is quite high and the oil pressure reading is quite low. So what I forgot to mention was regarding the oil light. What I've tried so far was, so currently I was running a 5W30 oil in the car, and that's when I first noticed the issue. So I swapped the oil out to a 10W40 oil, and it lasted for about maybe a week or so, and the oil light problem came back. So I'm not too sure if it is a bigger issue, like I'm hoping it's not, but also the car is running fairly rich, so I'm not too sure if maybe the fuel is contaminating the oil to a point where the oil is thinning out a lot and it's dropping the viscosity of the oil. So we're still gonna remove the motor in any case to address the issue of the brakes that the wastegate is rattling on. And yeah, so hopefully it's not too serious when we open up the bottom end. Also, there is a oil leak from the block brace where the block brace meets the the block. So we're gonna try and engineer something or try and come up with a plan to prevent the oil leak. Like to see, we're gonna be removing the motor very soon from the car and going through everything, starting with the wiring. It's gonna be a bit of a long project. It's a lot of work, and I hope you guys don't judge me too much. This was the first car, the first wiring job I've ever done. It's the first turbo car I've ever done. So don't judge too much. So please like, subscribe, share. You can turn on the bell notification so you can be notified when I do upload the next video. And thanks guys, I'll see you next time.